Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rays Rewind podcast. Did you know all MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear just in case their pants split? Now let's have the show.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Rays Rewind with Bell, Bushman, and Drew.
Jansen. That is into center field. Here comes Kiermaier. Phillips has tied the game. Arose Arena coming around. Throw home. Now he stumbles. But the ball gets away. Tampa Bay wins it. Brett Phillips, game 4 hero.
The sickest Tampa Bay Rays podcast. It's gonna be sick.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Rays Rewind podcast, the sickest Tampa Bay Rays podcast on the Sick Podcast Network. Welcome in, everybody. I'm the great L. Bushman, and joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Drew. Make sure to go to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe and notification bell when new episodes drop. Also, go to our Instagram page, too, at Rays Rewind Podcast. Welcome in, everybody. We've got a great show for you today. I brought back the intros. I shaved my beard because I want to look more professional when we have bigger guests on. That way, we have more credibility, so I don't look like a homeless person. But thanks for everybody that's been tuning in to the great content we've been pushing out with the interview with Kevin Kiermaier and Brett Phillips. I want to thank them again for coming on the show. We've got some more interviews coming for everybody in the next couple of weeks leading up to the season as well. But we want to get into it. We've got spring training stuff. Spring training is in, I don't know. We're doing banners now. We're doing professional stuff.
We're all grown
on
up.
this show. Yeah, we're grown up now. Spring training is in fact in full effect and in full swing for the Tampa Bay Rays, who just finished up in the recording of this show a matchup with the Atlanta Braves today. The record falling to 3-6 during the spring, but we don't look at records during the spring. We look at the players and who's going to make the team and who's doing well and who's probably going to make the team anyways. But there hasn't really been a lot of big storylines for this spring. But I think one thing that we really want to talk about is the evolution so far of El Maxima himself, Junior Caminero, who is now getting ready for the WBC for this week. I think so far he has grown as a player. Drew, I think you and I both agreed pre-show that not only is he's taking the steps to kind of be the he is him of the leader of the group of this young Rays team, but he's really kind of stepped it up. I mean, learning English, being a leader in the clubhouse from what we have heard so far from a lot of the insiders and stuff like that. I think that's really, big of him taking a role of being the leader of the clubhouse and being a leader of this team. And right now, so far, and during spring, he's been hitting the ball well, hitting it hard too as well. Yeah. And so far, no strikeouts throughout spring training. And then his fielding has gotten so much better. I mean, from miles from what we saw last year. So that's just more steps that he's just evolving as the superstar that we all think he's going to be. And of course, I'm taking stock in buying Junior Caminero cards. So hopefully maybe they'll hit big and I'll, be able to flip them for money. So we'll see going on that. So I mean, what have you heard so far, Drew, about, Junior? I know him for you and I, like he's, the face of the franchise pretty much now. He is Absolutely. The guy. So, we've heard he's been hitting the ball super duper well. It's been going, cracking off his bat super hard. I mean, hasn't had a home run yet, but like he's been hitting singles. He's been hitting like base hits to get guys in. So I think that's encouraging too, that he's putting the ball in play. So what are your thoughts on him so far? What you've heard?
Yeah, no, I mean, what's impressed me the most so far about Junior is the off the field stuff. And we'll get to on field, and you mentioned it a little bit in the intro there, but like the learning English thing,
that's huge.
It feels, and I'm glad that the media has made it a point to talk about. So I'm glad it's not being minimized, because it probably sounds like a small thing, but it is such a huge move by him. No one's telling him he's got to do that, right? That's not anything that the Rays are saying, hey, you need to do this over the offseason. That's just him caring enough about being a leader in the clubhouse, being able to communicate with everyone in the clubhouse, to be that leader of the team, and him going out of his way in the offseason to learn English, which we've heard obviously from people that have to learn it It is not an easy language to learn. It's not something it makes a lot of sense, even sometimes as people who speak it natively, right? So that was the most. I read that. I think that came out like a week, or as you know, they
I think it was about a
arrived
week
for
and a
camp.
half ago. I think, it
Yeah,
was like
as they
his
arrived
first
for
week in
camp,
camp.
and he did his whole interview in English, and I read that, and I literally said to myself, I was like, this guy, like, I've never been more confident that he's going to be the guy. You know,
You know what? Also goes to show you too. He's preparing for like the long haul.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, hey,
absolutely.
I'm going to learn this language because I plan on being here in Tampa for a while. Like, I want, obviously they touched upon the extension, and
Mhm.
he wants to be here. But like that kind of goes to show you, like, he's taking those extra steps, unlike previous so-called superstars that we thought we were going to have.
Yeah.
Like him learning English is saying, look, I want to be here. I'm taking the extra steps about being the guy that, I'm touted to be. And I think that goes a long way, especially for a young guy like that, man, which I think he knows. I think he knows there's so much.
I think he wants that.
Yeah, I think he wants that too. And I think
guys like that, they want it.
yeah, and
They
I
wanna be
also
the guy.
think he knows, like, hey, I know the talk around me. I know the type of expectation this organization has for me too as well. So I'm going to do my due diligence about, being the face of the franchise and going the extra mile and doing that. And I think that speaks well about his character too, man. I love it.
Yeah, you love him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm buying his cards. I'm buying
Yeah,
his
there you
cards.
go.
Yeah.
We it's just, when you have guys like Junior, and I did the same thing with Wander too.
Mm,
When he was coming up and when he was with the team, especially in his first, really his entire time with the team, but especially early on, you just wanted to see, like, I'm just really looking to see how he's interacting in the clubhouse, how he's in the dugout with his teammates, when someone else is doing well, when, is he out there celebrating, on the walk-offs? Is he getting in the middle of everything and just having a blast, like that kind of stuff, like having fun with your teammates and just being in the middle of that and being a guy that's not only for himself, right, and trying to make himself better, but there for his teammates and supporting his teammates. And so then, you saw that a bunch last year. I mean, he was always, right there at the top of the step. And I always think about that specific thing because it's like we saw Willie do that so
yeah.
much, and Kevin did that a lot too. Like, but Willie Adames, he's kind of like the last, not to take anything away from the other guys that have played since Willie Adames has been here, but like I feel like he's the last player the Rays had that really epitomized that leadership quality in terms of him and Kevin Kiermaier were really those two guys. And you heard about it from the players and then you just saw it. It was just right there every game.
Yeah.
And I think Junior's really taken that step. You saw it last year. And then the English thing, huge for, I think, his ability to lead a clubhouse and to be able to have that communication, which is, as we know, very important in a major league clubhouse. I mean, and just other little things like he went to in the Dominican over the offseason, he was at the Dominican Academy for the Rays, their graduation ceremony.
He has a hitting camp coming up in Clearwater in like over the summer.
Yeah. I mean, so it's just like, just because he wanted to be there. And those are things that no one's asking him to do. He is going out of his way to do that. And that just shows, I think, selflessness and his desire to be there and support. It's not a look at me thing. It's I want to support these guys. And,
Right.
I know what they're going through and I want to support, and be that guy. And that's servant leadership, right? Like that's what you want out of a leader. And so, I mean, I read all that stuff though with him learning English and just wanting to embrace that leader role. And that is what brought me the most comfort about this upcoming season is just in his development is like, okay, I don't have to worry about like, yeah, he might struggle some this year or whatever, might go through ups and downs, but like, I don't have to worry about, okay, does he really want to be the guy? And I think if you have a budding superstar like him, you just want to know that he wants to be the guy. Like
it's good to know that it's good to know that he's all in.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, this will be like his first full season at back at the Trop too, which is kind of
Yeah.
nice to see too as well. So I like that he's just kind of going all in about being who we want him to be, and hopefully it works out. Obviously, look, if he's everything that we think he's going to be, it's going to be nice because then he's going to be able to attract free agents that are going to want to come play for this team
Right.
just to play with him, which is a nice thing too.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it just having that stability and having that guy that's going to be, I think giving it his all in every aspect of the game, not just a guy like Junior, you've seen it time and time again with other players where like, oh yeah, he just wants to be the guy who hits homers. And it's clear he doesn't want to be just the guy who hits homers. Obviously, it's a huge part of his game, and I'm sure the one area he takes the most pride in. But like, you mentioned his fielding. Beginning of last year, first half of last year, he's getting subbed out.
Yeah,
often. If there's a couple runs up, he's getting out. I mean, how many? I feel like there were several times it was like he would get up even in the seventh inning. Let's say his final at bat was the bottom of the seventh, and he was the last out. We saw him get replaced defensively for 2 full innings.
It also goes to show you too. I mean, they made that trade for Ben Williamson, which Williamson is going to give him like the backup depth for third base.
Yeah.
It goes to show you too, like, hey, we didn't need to have like a veteran on the roster just to have him there to put in third base. We're all in on Junior being number 1 on third base. We don't, we're not scared about him making mistakes because I think the progression of him is saying to the team, especially to the coaches too, is like the improvement is there. So we don't have any kind of reservations about, him being there every single
absolutely.
day.
Yeah, you're not going to see him. I would be shocked if you saw him because even in the second half of last year, granted they were, games maybe weren't, they were a little bit more out of it. They were barely hanging on for, the last several weeks. But he was in there, and you saw, if you watched enough games, you saw his improvement at third base defensively was tangible. I mean, night and day. And I don't know if you saw, there was a video that the Rays posted, and it was like this kind of hype video for spring training, and they showed some of the workouts. And oh no, excuse me, I apologize. Junior was mic'd up, and they did like a mic'd up video for him.
I didn't see that one.
And yeah, it's on YouTube, and you can find it. And there's a point in there where they're doing fielding drills, and he makes the bare hand pickup on the run and throws it, fires it.
He didn't flip the ball in the air like Wander did.
No, he didn't. But it was an interesting moment because Kevin Cash goes, "Who makes that play better than you?" And he goes, and Kevin goes, "Nobody." And and so Junior's laughing, they're having a good moment. But it's true, like, and then he's literally made that exact play twice already this spring, right? Where it's a dribbler down the line, or it's a slow grounder, and he's running full, he's advancing on the ball, bare hands it and fires it to first. And I just think, little moments like that. Obviously, Kevin thinks highly of him at the corner now. And he's in just a week of play, he's shown that he's capable of making highlight plays and, the routine stuff. I will say one other thing about Junior that I'm really intrigued by. I'm getting 2023 Randy Arozarena vibes from Junior.
Ooh.
So we have Junior going to the World
less
Baseball
strikeouts.
Classic.
With less strikeouts.
Well, oh yeah, and you mentioned the 0 strikeouts though too for the spring, which is not a insignificant thing. I mean, I think that's I was actually shocked to see that. But I digress. I think it's just another area of growth that we might be able to see from Junior. But with the World
we might
Baseball
have to get
Classic,
Scott Braun back on the show because remember I talked about wasting him like during the home run derby and stuff like that. Well, to me.
He said that home run derby was a reason why he had such a strong second half.
Right.
It just gave him more confidence.
Well, maybe the WBC will do that for Junior.
Well, so like, Randy just goes off in the WBC, right? Becomes a superstar and just makes highlight play after. I mean, he was like the guy outside of Shohei. He was the guy in the WBC. And I looked up his stats from 2023, which of course I closed. Hold on one second. His splits from, here we go, 2023 batting splits. So because I was like, man, he was just on fire. And 2023 was a start that we had like on any other, right? Or like no other.
Yeah.
It was like 13-0 start. So I get everybody was playing well. But his March and April in 2023, 28 games played. He had 7 homers, 28 RBIs, batted .327 with an OPS of 965. His OPS plus was 164, so he was 64% better than the average hitter during that time. And so he rode that WBC wave into just, I mean, we've seen it too. Like guys get fired up during this tournament, right? Like it's meaningful baseball. So they almost don't have to like trick themselves into like, oh, okay, we've been playing at like a half speed for a month and a half, and now the games count. So now I'm gonna like, let's get going. They're kind of already there. So when the season rolls around, they're
They'll be
just
fired
able
up
to kind
still.
of fired up. Like
Yeah.
they've been there. They're kind of there at that point. So they're ready to go. And we saw that with Randy Jr. We've heard the quotes. He'd be a water boy on this team. Like he's fired up to play at the WBC. I think I read Jose Ramirez, even though people would obviously consider him the best third baseman in baseball. I don't believe that he is going to be playing right away, and or he's going to be playing like every
He was
game.
Caminero was quoted the other day. He's fired up about playing for Pujols because Pujols is the coach. He's fired up. So
yeah, I'm trying to say, yeah, he's gonna miss the first round of I believe he's missing the first round of the World Baseball Classic. He's expected to miss the opening round, but though the possibility of joining the roster later in the tournament remains open if the conditions allow.
Oh yeah, so this is all Junior right now.
Yeah, so and then you have Manny. So Junior might not be at third base necessarily every game, but I think you're going to see Junior in the lineup in DH. And right, that Pujols connection, you think that's going to help him out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about Junior potentially having a moment or two in the World Baseball Classic. We've seen how that can impact a player's kind of fame or stardom. And Junior's already at a higher level than Randy was. But if this guy goes into the WBC and has a big homer, has some big plays, like I think it's just going to take his superstardom up to another level where he's going to be one of the guys. He's not just going to be this up and coming guy like will he do it? Like I just think it could just kind of get him going and propel him into the 2026 season. And so I just kind of get that same vibe. I'm getting that same kind of fire. Like he's fired up. He's looking great. He's looking great in the field and at the plate. So I'm really excited. Like, honestly, yeah, sure. I want the USA to win. Like, that's great. But I actually more intrigued just to watch.
I'm excited to watch this tournament because it's always exciting baseball.
Super exciting.
Super exciting baseball.
I'm going to make it a point to watch Junior. And also, I'm going to also want to watch Jonathan Ronda too. But like, I'm really interested to see how these guys perform. And I think sky's the limit for Junior. People are concerned about him going to the Trop. I get it. It's much more of a pitcher's park, and the numbers, I don't have them in front of me, but you'll see with Junior, you'll see people will put up the splits, home and road splits, and the home splits look a lot better than the road splits. Go look at his road splits in the last month and a half of the season, month to 2 months of the season. He much different than what the overall road numbers look like. And it was after some changes he made in his swing. And anyone will tell you, any Rays fan will tell you that watched the season last year, he was hitting both home and on the road. So I'm not really worried about him not being at Steinbrenner. Sure, will his home runs be down? Or did he have some home runs last year that would be homers in Tropicana Field? No. But are you telling me if he hits 38 homers, raises his batting average 20 points, and has over 100 RBIs, like I don't think I'm going to care so much about him not getting to 45 homers. So, and providing better defense in the field. So I just think sky's the limit. He's looking great, and he's shown nothing but great things thus far in spring training. And I just pray for good health and hope that
we want you on the show, Junior. It's all good.
Yeah, and come on the show.
Yeah. Listen, this show, we don't talk a lot about stats. We don't talk a lot about analytics. We're not that type of show. So
I'm just gonna talk about what we see.
we're going to talk about what we see.
What we're thinking, what we're feeling. I mean,
yeah, and let's get into some Rays Stadium stuff. The Rays announced that they're going to have some fan engagement sessions. I believe it's this coming week, where they invited a lot of, I think it's either season ticket holders or Rays fans that are in the Tampa area. I know one of my friends got an invite to one of these sessions where they're going to have 3 separate locations where they're going to talk about the new stadium. I've been to these before. I've been to these powwows, these
have you
sessions. Yeah, they're pretty unique. If it's like a town hall session, the last one I went to was thoughts about where the stadium should be. This is like ages ago, but it was nice. They fed us and put us in a room, and it was really nice and everything. I'm happy that this is happening right now because, and then of course the 22 acres that was given to HCC2 as well, which look, the wheels are still in motion for this thing, for the stadium. And I know a lot of people that small percentage that aren't on board with this, I think, are more quieting down than anything. But the steps that the ownership group are taking to make this a full community event is, I think, off the charts. I mean, they're showing up to the spring training games, which I ran into Bill Cosgrove and Ken Babby when they played the Pirates just about a week ago, and they were such the nicest people in the world that they took time out of their busy schedule to just even say hi to me and talk to me for a couple minutes and stuff like that too. So the way these guys are embracing the community and want this thing to happen, I think it's off the charts. Look, I predicted they're going to announce it opening day against the Cubs. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy because there's still a lot of things that need to happen, but you never know. The Rays Stadium sessions that are coming up, I think everybody should go voice their opinion about what they want to see or what they want at the new stadium that's hopefully going to get done. But I think the engagement that the new ownership is doing with the community is great, especially where they want this to really get happening, and hopefully they'll have a deal done, and that way 2029 the Rays Stadium will be completed in Tampa.
I know one thing I wanted to see.
Yes.
I won't be at the stadium sessions. I'm not going to travel down.
I won't be. But I can't go.
I got one word for you. Where is it? Cup holders. Cup holders.
Yeah. Yeah. They have them in the expensive seats at the Trop this year because they revamped everything.
Well,
for premium
I know,
packages.
But I saw that, and I know we'll talk about it. But
yeah,
cup holders. I love the outfield. Outfield seats are my jam.
They need cup holders. I know,
and I need and the outfield. Okay, yeah, cup holders out there, and then the outfield seats. Please keep them right at the wall, like how the Trop. You got the wall, and then the seats right there. Like just having that proximity to the field and to the players it's my favorite place to sit in a ballpark. And I hate it when you sit in the outfield and you got the bullpen in between them, or you got these like empty spaces, and it doesn't feel as connected. Like I want to feel like, hey, like, back when we would sit there all the time, like Randy's right there, like, and he's turning around. And of course he's unique in that, but like, please keep the intimacy of outfield seats,
folks. If you're going to one of these sessions, cup holders is number one priority.
I'm telling you, I know
cup holders.
I know for a fact I am not the only one on that. And a fellow Rays podcaster, I know Ulysses on Locked On Rays is a big cup holder guy. I'm with him on the cup holder thing because, man, when you've got your kids there, and you got a bottle of soda, or you got this drink or whatever, like, and I've got to put it on the ground, and I got people walking by, I've got my kids maybe knocking things over. I would love to tell you that it hasn't happened, but it has. And
here's
it wouldn't happen if I had cup holders.
Here's an ask I have. So I think in some sections, maybe in the outfield too, you know how they have in the standing room only seats in the outfield in the center field area where there's that high top, they should have high top tables for some of those rows. You know what I mean?
Kind of like they did at Steinbrenner in the right field.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They should have high top tables for some of those rows. That way, it's I can put my food there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not putting it on my lap.
That vibe. I'm too much of a nerd. Like, I want to sit and watch the game, but like I'm not the standing room only crowd so much, but I love
I'm
the
glad they're
vibe.
putting in
I love the
I'm glad they're
vibe of it,
putting in
though.
a cigar. There's a cigar bar going back in there. There's a
Oh, wow.
speakeasy that they're
Wow.
proposing. So if you remember back in the day when they had the Cuesta Ray cigar bar, which is a
Mm,
great place to go to in between innings and smoke a stogie, like I'm happy about that. If they're,
there you go.
that's what they're putting in
Well,
the Trop. So
okay, so they're doing the upgrades of the premium seats. Have you ever sat in the premium seats before?
I have sat in the premium seats.
Which premium club have you sat
The
in?
I was 5 rows back behind home plate, so I was in like those seats,
The Dex Imaging?
the Dex Imaging. And I
So
met
you
Mike
got
Allstott and the late great Rob Reiner for that game too.
oh.
Yeah.
So you got to do the whole Dex Imaging. Is it like was it like behind home like it was like behind home plate, like a
So
separate area?
so when you go through the tunnel before you go into your
Yeah.
seats, to the left there is a little like area where you can go get food. And then you go after you get and go into that area, and then you come out, you go up to your seats, and then that's the Dex Imaging. So it's kind of nice. But yeah,
Okay.
the premium seats, it's
I
like after you get a taste of it, it's like I kind of want to get back there, but like the seats
I
are so
know.
expensive. It's like, you
We
know.
my wife and I, we got to go, as a treat to ourselves. We sold a business down in Florida when we were before we moved up to, South Carolina, and as a treat to ourselves, we splurged on some seats. I don't remember what it was called. I think it's now the Baldwin Group, Baldwin
Mm,
something, but the really nice, in the second level. So
yeah,
second level seats, it was that premium experience in that
so I've
that
sat there
club
too.
area.
Yeah, those are the
Um,
cushy ones. The cushy seats
yeah,
are,
and
yeah,
it's got,
yep,
like, a really long walkway with a bunch of it's got a few different
yep.
bars and there's stations, and that was and
Have
it's
you
got
sat in a suite?
I have can I
Mm,
tell you a funny story about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
So, when I was a kid anyways, premium seats, I wish I would go I wish I could experience that again. We would love to do it, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun to splurge for.
yeah.
The suites, I've only sat in one. This was back when I was a kid, so this
Mm.
was, like, older version of the Trop. The walls were still green, all that.
Is it when the
Um,
center field restaurant was still there?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Not many people
Yeah,
know about that.
yeah,
That there was a restaurant in
absolutely.
center field. It was a buffet, and you
I
could just
was
go in and watch the game from there.
I was in elementary I mean, so it's early to mid 2000s. I mean, we're talking Devil Rays. It's not
Yeah.
the Rays. And, I'm going to the game with my dad. My dad never bought tickets ahead of time. We always would go before, mobile ticketing. You have people out there with the tickets, you could get them from people
Yep.
and, buy them cheap, and so that's what he would always wanna do. He just wanna go, we'll find somebody if whatever. So, we found a guy. He says, "Hey, we've got 2 people that are not gonna show up." Well, as we come up to him to talk to him about it, another twosome come
Mm.
up. It's just 2 adult men or whatever. And so the guy's like, "Okay, I don't really know who to give them to." But he looks at me, he says, "Here, I've got a quarter, and I'm gonna put it in my hand, one of my hands, and you have to guess which hand it's in. And if you guess right, the tickets are yours."
Nice.
And he held them, and I just guessed the hand that was clenched the tightest, that I could see like his
That man was Vince Naomi.
yeah. And, I guessed right, we got them. Ended up being, 2 tickets for a suite.
Mm,
It had a group of people that were coming, and 2 guys, didn't they were Oriole fans. None of them were Rays fans. They were all
mm.
Orioles fans, but it was awesome. And
So
anytime I can experience a sporting event in a suite, I will absolutely take it.
so I have two upgrade stories. So actually, a buddy of mine won a suite for the Rays game. Um,
Nice. Like at an
he
auction
he
or like,
got well, he got drunk during an auction and won it.
nice.
It was nice, but he ended up
But
not
wait, so
being.
what you mean by that is he got drunk and then just started spending way too much money to
Yes,
win the auction? Okay.
yes, but he wasn't able to go because he got COVID. But I still went anyways, and me, my wife, and my friend went, and met up with some of the people he knew. It was awesome being in a suite. It's
Yeah.
all you can eat, all you can drink. Watch the game there. Watch the Rays walk off the Toronto Blue Jays, which is always nice too as
There you
well.
go.
And then another upgrade. I went to the Trop, getting tickets for the beach back in the day. If you guys remember the beach. And then one of the fan hostesses came up. She goes, "Hey, where are you guys sitting at?" We're like, "We're sitting at the beach." She's like, "No, you're not. You're sitting behind the visitors bullpen." We're like, "Awesome."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
And we got free
the
sunflower seeds from the Orioles pen. So
Oh, nice. We
Yeah.
the game that we sat in that premium section in the second level that my wife and I splurged out ended up actually being the game. It was against the Blue Jays. It was we talked with KK last weekend.
Yep.
It was the game they did the thank you KK video.
That's pretty cool.
That we had no idea they were doing.
Mm.
And it was
Magical.
traumatizing, honestly, because it was like, wait, did he die? Like, what happened? And then he emerges, and it's like, oh, they're probably not gonna. They're
Yeah.
definitely not gonna keep him
Yeah.
around next year. So, but yeah, man, I'm at home in the outfield, left field, at the
Yeah.
Trop. That's
I'm
my jam. I
I'm
love
usually in
left
the
field.
outfield or at the high
Section
tops.
143. Row
Mhm.
X, seat 3 and 4. Those were our season tickets.
I'm usually
That is
144, 146, or in the high tops.
that
That's
is
where I'm
my
at.
jam. I didn't like sitting in front of the big scoreboard because I would
See,
never
I
want.
didn't.
I always hated having to like turn around and look.
Oh, I didn't.
So I always preferred. And then Randy was out there, so it's just like, man, this is
All right,
the
let's
best.
reel it back in for our last couple segments. Could it happen? The Rays have been playing some pretty good spring training baseball. A lot of talk's been coming out of camp. Guys have come in. Cedric Mullins, Johnny DeLuca's been hitting the ball well. Drew just left me randomly because I guess he hates this segment, but he will be back. There he goes. And so far, the team has been looking good in spring. The question that I think everybody's wanting to know is, could it happen? The over-under right now for the win total is 78.5. I'm definitely taking the over on that, but could the stars align, Drew, with everything that's going on with the team? We've discussed this before with a couple other people that have been on this
Mhm.
show. Could it happen? Could the Rays exceed expectations, be competitive in the AL East, and be one of those surprise underdog teams that just comes out of nowhere and makes a run for the postseason? Could it happen?
Absolutely. It absolutely could happen. And I know that we're going to be talking a lot about this year's team with our next guest this week, later
Yep.
this week,
Yep.
currently scheduled. We'll
We'll tease
hold
that
off
out
on
tomorrow.
saying
Yeah.
who it is at this point. But yeah, it absolutely could happen. I mean, we're talking about a team built for pitching and defense, a team built for the Trop, and that's where we're getting back to. I think the idea of us going to Steinbrenner last year was really exciting initially because a boost to offense and all the things, and it was like we had some players that was built perfectly for offensively, but the reality is
Mhm.
I think it lost its luster pretty quick, and we realized this team is not that's they're not built for that kind of stadium. And um, the pitching is, what one thing that I've started coming around on is the all the big signings for the most part, relatively speaking, right? We're not shelling out a bunch of money, but they're top signings from the offseason are all established veteran guys, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, it was big news when they were like, "Hey, we're bringing Charlie Morton in for 2 years, 15 million or whatever it was," or Mike Zunino, like these guys have been around a little bit. And you look at their 3 biggest signings are Cedric Mullins. I mean, even Jake Fraley to an extent, right? I mean, he's been there. He's been around for a little
Yep.
while.
Yep.
And then, Cedric Mullins is going to lead the outfield. And then you have Steven Matz and now Nick Martinez kind of anchoring the back end of the bull or the rotation,
And
excuse me.
if those 2 guys can stay healthy,
Yeah.
I think that takes a lot off of Shane a little bit.
It does, absolutely, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot off of,
The pen.
Pepio and yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
and so I'm intrigued because it's like we're not just hoping it wasn't as much as like some of it was like we're running it back with some of the guys and we're hoping that we can get some guys like a Josh Lowe or hey, we're hoping Aranda really turns a corner this year. Like I mean, he did, but like
Yeah.
they didn't just say, okay, we're gonna run it back with the same guys and we're just gonna expect that they're gonna be better this year. It was okay, we're gonna make some changes, but we're gonna bring in proven veteran guys at key positions and then supplement that with guys that we are confident are going to take that next step or guys
We're
that
gonna
have
add
already
some
taken that step
we're
and
gonna add
add in the
some depth.
margins.
We're gonna add some depth to the rotation.
Yep.
Like, we're gonna
Some
add
actual
that
depth.
actual depth on guys that can eat innings and can pitch well
Yep.
too as well.
And
Because I think that was one of the biggest things with the rotation last year was guys are just dropping like flies, and we're just kind of scrambling about, okay, we're going to plug in maybe a couple of guys that were in the pen into the rotation. Now is a rotation that, okay, we've got 2 veteran guys, we got 2 Charlie Morton like guys.
Yep.
you know, that can eat innings, that could go a long way, are veteran presence.
Yep.
And they can help out with taking that load off of Shane. And
Nick's been a clubhouse guy. I mean, that's what you hear about with him is that he is like a culture clubhouse guy, which is great. And
I like it too.
Yeah, and I mentioned Gavin Lux earlier, but like, so I like that.
Even Ben Williamson in camp. Ben Williamson, he's making a case to be up on the roster too.
Yeah,
so
and I think he's gonna be a good bench piece that behind Walls, who mashed a homer the other day. He looks ready to go, man. Yeah, you talk about
dude, that's Gold
some
Glove
power at the bottom of the order this year.
MVP, team MVP.
Yeah. But I mean, like I think the depth. Cedric's obviously going to be a starter day. Almost every day. So I like the fact that some of the key guys that they brought in are all veteran type
the
players.
veteran presence.
And I know that some of the, like Cedric had a down year last year, and that's one of the reasons why the Rays can get him. But I like that change from years previous. I also think too, like, we talk about health. You can't control that so much, but like they're generally pretty healthy. I know Lux, they say there's a little vague on him with the
general soreness,
whatever like that. Ooh, that makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Usaita's got the shoulder crankiness, whatever. Don't know when we're gonna see him again this spring. They're still optimistic that he's going to be back. Sometime during spring. He's going through a throwing program, but like generally speaking, they've been pretty healthy so far. And we've seen even just like in the division, right? Like the Orioles and the Blue Jays both have had a number of injuries to some key guys. That's going to keep them out a decent amount of time. So, and Zach Eflin hasn't even had a back injury yet. And that's going to happen. He's going to have back inflammation eventually. So, I mean, it's true. I promise you. So I think that, if they can stay healthy through camp and it comes down to pitching and defense. Can the guys go out? And I mean, Rasmussen's look good. Pepio's only made one start. But
Rasmussen's he's looking
great.
He's
like
looking real good.
And he's not going to have as long of a short of a leash this year.
Yep.
If Shane can get through healthy and look good, I'm excited about he's starting on Tuesday. Like you talk about, hasn't been a ton of storylines thus far. That's going to be a big one. So yeah, as long as they're pitching, like they can definitely, they're going to be there. That's the thing is they're going to be there. It's just, it sucks seeing them picked to be last in the division, no matter where you look. And
I know you don't like it. I'm okay with that. You know why? Well, because that sets the floor. Okay, hey,
right.
Everybody's counting us out already. They're
right.
counting us as last place in this division. I'm glad. Right. I'm hoping that those doors get blown off, and then they just tell everybody with the big middle finger in the air, going, "Okay, you picked us last. Where are we at now?"
The best Rays teams have always been counted out at the beginning of the season. So you're right, absolutely. And I mean, I don't see there's any reason why they can't be in it. That's the thing is like, will this be a contending team? I think they will align. They will be in it for a big portion of the season. Will they be a playoff team? I don't know that yet. I know we'll do like a season predictions thing before the year starts. When we get really,
really
close to opening day. But
and this is a crazy idea, and I'm going to look it straight into the camera. Other fellow Rays podcasters, let's do an all prediction show with all of us on a big show, and let's do a prediction show.
Oh, I want to do a Rays podcast roundtable.
Yeah, I've proposed that idea to all the other Rays podcasts. I've had a thing.
A meeting of the minds.
Like, I'm calling you all out right now.
Who's optimistic? Who's the most pessimistic?
Let's do a Rays roundtable season prediction show right now. Not right now, but like before the season starts.
I think there's a real possibility the offense weighs the team down enough that it keeps that's where the 78 wins. I agree. I think that's an easy over. Again, I think they're standing right now in the projections and all that is really more of a product of the strength of the division. Mm-hmm. I just also I think that the certain things with the divisional teams get overstated. Like, I don't think the Orioles pitching, and I won't get off on this too much, but like the Orioles pitching, people are like, oh man, they made such an overhaul. It's like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Like Shane Baz he was not a valuable pitcher for the Rays. I don't care what his ceiling was. He never proved much with the Rays. He never proved to be like a big time pitcher. So for him to go over to the Orioles, like I don't anticipate him being like this guy, but he got treated like, oh, I am really fortifying the staff are there. Zach Eflin, like he was not good with them last year. Why would I expect him to be good with them this year? You know, Kyle Bradish, yes, the numbers look great for him. He's coming back from Tommy John. You know, he had a partial season last year. I think he's good.
Remember, everything looks good on paper in the preseason. Then once the season starts,
you know, I think there are definitely some. You know, the other teams are definitely positioned better on paper to start. Yeah. But yeah, it could
go into that in our season roundtable show with all the Rays podcasters out there.
I think you know the only way we can predict, like based on market, you said over under is what, 78?
78 and a half. 78. Yeah. 78 and a half.
I mean, I think so they would have to exceed basically last year's team. I think this team is I think the environment of the Tropicana Field is going to be a boost. And
it's going to be a boost if the fans show up.
That's an over right now.
I'm talking to you, Rays fans. You have to show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no excuses. Stu's no longer there. They're making things better at the Trop. Premium seating. Seats going to be great. New audio, visual, jumbotron. Best food around. Grilled cheese, brisket, grilled cheese. The pretzels are back. You got to show up. No excuses.
So, the first series are Cubs and Yankees, which huge fan bases travel really well. So it'll be packed. I'm sure there'll be a ton of Cubs fans, a ton of Yankees fans. It is what it is.
And we'll hear it all on Twitter. Oh my God, we're outnumbering you guys again.
How long do you think the newness, quote unquote, of Trop being back, how long do you think that gives a boost to attendance in the season? You think like by May? You think
the first game that underperforms for attendance, that's when it wears off. So
I think so.
Yeah. So the first series that they have against a non top,
they are not going to open the upper deck, right?
No,
they haven't said anything about that.
No.
Yeah, give me like a midweek game, and oh man, it's all. Oh yeah, that midweek Cincinnati Reds series, Wednesday, April 22nd, 1:10 p.m. start.
That'll draw Reds fans.
Or Tuesday, April 21st, 6:40 p.m. Yeah, like that's when I'm like, okay, we're going to start noticing it's a little bit of a drop.
But hopefully that's not the case.
That's actually, you know what's so funny? It feels like it's so far away. It's literally the second homestand. It's the first home games after the Yankees series. Oh, that's funny. I hope it's not that soon. I take that back. Maybe it'll be the Detroit Tigers series at the beginning of June. You know,
we'll see. All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. A happy welcome back to Xavier Isaac, who came back today, had a hit coming back from his brain tumor surgery. So great to have him back on the team as well. Hopefully he'll earn a spot on the team as well. We've got some great guests coming up. We've got a great guest coming up this week. So make sure you guys tune in, hit the subscribe and notification bell at the Rays Rewind, at the Sick Podcast Rays Rewind on YouTube. More and more content to come. We've got some stuff.
Do you want to real quick housekeeping what we're planning?
Yes.
We are planning on doing shorter shows, maybe closer to 30, but we hadn't talked about the on-field stuff in a while. Yeah. So we've
been having too many awesome guests.
I know it's tough when you got KK and
Brett Phillips. Yeah. We got another guest coming this week too.
So
what 30-minute shows? Yeah. 30-minute shows.
30-ish, yeah.
Once a week, we'll be dropping each episode of the Rays Rewind podcast, the sickest Tampa Bay Rays podcast on the Rays Rewind. Rays Rewind podcast, Sick Podcast Network. Make sure you tune in at the Sick Podcast Rays Rewind on YouTube, and also Rays Rewind podcast on Instagram. Make sure you guys subscribe. We love you guys. So tune in. We'll see you guys next time. Big guest coming up. Peace.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Rays Rewind with Bushman and Drew on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.